Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Puck Witches, a vibes-based podcast where we yap about all things hockey. Today is January 9th, 2026. I'm your host, Saint, and this is my partner in crime, Champ. Champ, how you doing?
I'm feeling better. Miracles do happen.
Miracles do happen. As we always, we have a lot to discuss this episode. We're really not kidding this week. There's like 50,000 topics. So let's jump right into it. Champ, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, you weren't kidding about the amount of shit we have on our list today.
Literally like an entire page on our Word doc of notes, and we cut that down. Like, we could have had more.
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing, one of the biggest things that happened this week is the craziness going on in the Devils. Are they, like, we've always talked about them being cursed with injuries, but I think they're really cursed now.
So I think it's a combination of, like...
For context, they lost 9-0 to the Islanders after...
Like a total breakdown. Did they put... So Markstrom, was he the goalie the whole time? They never pulled him?
The whole time.
So what is the thought process here? Like, how do you leave? Is it, like, psychological that, like... you're telling the team to lock the fuck in, but like did he not call a timeout? Like, but like I've never seen that where like usually, well, I guess there was another case which we'll talk about right after this, but like, what are you doing there? Because goalies are such psychological players. You're just letting him, like, hanging him out to dry at 9 fucking goals. That was statistically, by the way, officially the worst performance by a goalie in NHL history, like with recorded stats, obviously. But like, so in recorded NHL history, the worst performance, which happens every like 10 years or so. So it's not like he broke some 1942 record. Okay. But like, Jesus Christ, 9 goals. And I guess it also had to do with like the number of shots that he faced was a lot lower than it should have been. Wasn't that like the Devils had like 42 shots on goal and they got shut out or something like that?
Yeah, it was not pretty. So they scored a minute into the first period. The Islanders scored a minute into the first period. And then they scored 4 minutes in. And then 13 minutes in. And at that point, like... okay, it's a bad first period. We got to just lock in and get our acts together. We'll figure it out in the locker room during the period. It's not unsalvageable. In the second period, the Islanders scored again in the third, 3 minutes in, and then 11 minutes in. So now you're done.
Yeah, like, it's like, Jesus Christ.
And then it was four goals back to back in the third period. Like, here's my thing. I know that we've heard discussions that Jacob Markstrom isn't, like, this isn't an abnormal for him to do.
To have hot cold.
Yeah, which is not an abnormal thing for goalies in general. Like, you're rarely going to have a Connor Hellebuck or Shesterkin or Sorokin. Sorokin saved so many goals.
Yeah, Sorokin, like, in contrast, it wasn't just that Markstrom had a bad performance, but that Sorokin fucking brick wall.
He had 44 saves. 44 saves, crazy. 44 shots from the Devils, and 24 shots from the Islanders. 9 goals on 24 shots.
9 goals on 24 shots is crazy. But like, the Devils just played the Penguins last night.
Yes.
And I will say, as statistically, the Pens don't do great against a lot of our Metro rivals, which is really annoying. But like usually the Devils, we do not win against them, at least in recent history. It felt like they were, I don't want to say scrambling, but they were just kind of listless. Like, they were fighting a little bit, but not well.
Not like the normal Devils.
It felt just like, you know, when someone throws something at you and you like bat it away instead of like catching it. That's how that whole game felt with them. Where like, we would get the puck and we were able to like do tape to passes, and like, it felt like instead of having controlled play, they were just batting the puck away. They were not making like cohesive well thought out moves. They were just thwack the puck, get it away from our guy. Thwack the puck towards the goal. Like, not high danger chances, which I think is why Stu was, he had such a really good save percentage last night, was because they really, I didn't look at the stats, but in my eye test, they did not look like they were crazy high danger chances, other than the defense just kind of let the guys go through a few times. Which we won the game. But like, you can also tell that they had life after like the one goal, but
it fell apart really fast.
They were there. Yeah, it was like they had not even a big like push because usually like there was 2 times when they could have turned it around. One was we did deflate them after Dewar got a goal out of the penalty box, which is one of my favorite. Well, it wasn't Shorty, but it was right out of the box, which is what Rax passed the puck to him from halfway down the ice as he was getting out of the box. So there was nobody there.
There's quite literally nothing like it.
Yeah, and it's so satisfying. And there was nobody there. Yeah. It was just Dewey against Allen, I think. But so they could have, we kind of took the wind out of their sails with that. But in the third period, they had an opportunity where like everybody in the league knows that the Pens are not a third period team. We have rebounded from that since the Christmas break. We've become like a normal hockey team again. But you have to assume in the back of everyone's mind, they go, oh, well, the Pens have blown 5-goal leads before. Yeah. In the third, they've defied impossible odds to lose. So you'd think that would have given them a big push, and you kind of felt it, but then they just like totally collapsed. It was like there was no wind in their sails at all through the game. They were just kind of wandering about on the ice, and I don't even want to say it was free skate day. They looked perturbed. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like you could
in their heads.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there's a lot of talk about how the Quinn Hughes situation may have psychologically broken the Devils. Like I think it's a permanent fracture on your team on an organizational level. But like I haven't been watching their games. Watching that game made me agree a little bit, where it felt like nobody had anybody's back. The number of times we like got up in Allen's crease and nobody had a response to it. There was one time that someone had a response to it. And like they just didn't feel like guys who wanted to be on the ice with each other. I don't know if I'm projecting off of that, but it just painful.
This all started, first of all, allegedly all started when Luke Hughes scored 2 goals on his own net. And that was at the beginning of the week. Like this has been the Devils' bad week. Yeah. I think that they were struggling beforehand, but this has been like it's very visible right now.
Yeah, they done fucked up.
Nico Herscher came out and was like, do not fucking talk about my guy like that. We're not...
Which I give Nico Herscher a lot of credit. Yes. He seems to be like a really good captain in that he defends his guys. Apparently, someone said, let me translate from his native language, fuck off. Yeah. That was a very, very harsh words for a guy who's usually very diplomatic.
Yeah. And so, they had that whole conversation where like, nope, we're not doing this. You are not calling, one defenseman out when he's not, he's not got the backing that he needs to. He's had a bad game and he's young. Like he's going to have bad games. And then this happened, which I will say it's very funny that they got this whole situation with Markstrom happened while they were playing in front of head coach Patrick Waugh. Who was the the goalie that got himself traded from the Habs in that game.
Yeah. Which one of the most iconic moments in NHL history.
And so it's like
absolutely fucking wild.
It's like, oh, are you showing him that it's still bad? Like what? I don't agree with a coach leaving his goalie out like that high and dry. 9 goals is fucking ridiculous. Maybe you wanted to save Jake Allen, the shame where your team is struggling that hard. But I still don't think, like, that's going to fuck Markstrom up, right? And so...
Yeah, like, again, there's such a psychological component to these guys that, like, I just don't know if that was...
I don't think it was. That's personal opinion, though, but I don't think it's a disagreeable opinion. And so then they struggle against the Pens, and not to say that the Pens aren't having a good season.
No, because they're currently like we're the only team with like 6 wins since like the break or something like that. Yeah. Like we're not fucking, above and beyond here, but we are doing well overall.
But it's still the Pens. You are noted to fall apart at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. I do think that Gino and Lizotte coming back, our 4th line, incredible. Yeah. Right now, our 4th line is probably the best 4th line
in the NHL.
At least, in the NHL, at the very least, the East. But yeah.
Then, so today on 32 Talking Points from Friedman, he did mention that the whole Quinn Hughes situation probably damaged a lot of the backroom talks. Because Jack and Luke obviously want their brother there, right?
And they kind of had made it no secret on Devils management side that they wanted Quinn Hughes either.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
we
subtle.
were shocked that he was not going to the Devils.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's absolutely gonna. Nope, he didn't make it. Like, you know, they didn't have the money or the pieces, and I think that was what.
Yeah, because these players were like, well, I'm using my no trade clause. You are not going to trade me when I have the right. Which brings me to an interesting point. Do you think it's bad that all of these GMs are giving out no trade clauses like candy?
Yes. So here's the thing. I think that no trade clauses should be reserved for very key players.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be very well earned of like, you are like
Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're either a young stud who is going to be a star player and we want to lock you in, or you are somebody who has been with the organization or has been with other teams and shown your skill. Like, you're a proven player.
Yeah.
Quite a few GMs, just because I think there's a problem with the fact that there's a limited number of pieces in the NHL for these key positions. A 1D does not come around. It's not like other leagues where you can just like, oh, well, we'll pay for it. There's a cap limit. These players are locked into these salaries. So if you have somebody you think is a key piece, you do have to lock them in.
Yeah.
I think that signing people who are not proven, like Trent Frederick, and giving them no movement clauses is kind of fucking insane.
I agree.
I don't really see any logic in that at all.
I think it's gonna, I mean, it's already screwing over the Oilers. Like, we're watching it screw over the Oilers. It's just so fucking annoying. But I think that's one of the reasons that the Devils locker room currently is having such a hard time, is because their GM came in and was like, hey, I need you to waive your no movement clause. And they went, no. And
as they have that right, totally.
Right.
Like, that's his fault for handing them those no movement clauses. Like,
but also like that's the moment where they go, okay, but Jack and Luke now want me gone. And they're pissed that I'm not gone because they wanted their brother here. They are the face of the Devils. And so now they're upset, and it's just creating a toxic work environment for a team that does not need any more struggles. This is like, listen, it's just not the Devil season. And it continues to not be the Devil season. Connor Brown, come home.
Yeah, he gave us that power play.
I know.
He gave us the 5-on-3 that I was like mauling about, that I was like, if you fucks don't capitalize on this 5-on-3, I swear to God.
It's just unfortunate that we had to witness this, because I think Matt Barzal was even like, dudes, this was not the Devils team. They are a good team. This was not the Devils that we know. Like, something is going on.
Yeah, like, it's just weird.
Credit to him for being like, that's not normal.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I guess that's the thing is, but is it recoverable? You know what I mean?
I don't know. They're already struggling. Where are they at in the standings?
Not great.
Not great. Like, not terrible.
Not great, not terrible. But the East is such a like tight race all the way across it. It's kind of hard to be like, but they're not a good team right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're joking about the Jets and the Devils, like, who could possibly win this game
tomorrow? Tomorrow.
Yeah, like, does it just go to a shootout because nobody scores? Like, I don't know.
In other news, speaking of goalies, who was it that got trapped in the locker room? This has been the meme of Twitter all week.
He didn't get trapped. So are you talking about the St. Louis Blues?
Yeah, Hofer.
Okay.
They didn't pull Bedard or something.
So I didn't see the game. I know it was a really high scoring game.
It was 7-2, I believe.
7-2. Yeah, it was a high scoring game. Blues were not the winning team.
Shocking no one.
And on the like Twitter post that I was seeing, people were talking about that, like, Hofer was hiding.
Yeah. Which that's been the meme all week.
And it's so funny because it's him down the hallway and just his helmet kind of sticking out
through.
And so they were the scuttlebutt was that Monty wanted to pull Binnington and Binnington said no.
Right, that's what
and then
people
Hofer,
were saying.
And then the other,
that's what I last saw.
And then the other thing was that Hofer said no and was hiding so that he couldn't get put on the ice for that. debacle. Montgomery says, and I quote, "We had signaled back to make the goalie switch, and the lines of communication on the headset were not clear initially. Joel Hofer wasn't ready, and it kind of symbolizes last night's play. Our special teams weren't ready. Joel Hofer wasn't ready. Benner had no issue. He knew what we were doing, so there was zero malcontent by Jordan Binnington. Ultimately, that all falls on me, that the goalie wasn't ready to go in because I'm the head coach and I'm the one in charge of this team, so I've got to make sure the lines of communication are better." So you can take that with a grain of salt because he's got to kind of cover his ass here about like, you know, to say Jordan Binnington doesn't have malcontent when he is like the little ball of hate or not a ball of hate, just pissy, just one of the pissiest goalies I've ever seen. Him and Jussaro sometimes that like, I don't know what, I don't think anyone can claim what actually happened
other than the players.
Yeah, clearly there is something remiss here with that team. At least it's not just the devil. It's so funny. One of my favorite memes of the year for sure. But yeah, a lot of weird shit going on with the goalies this week.
We also just continue to see the Winnipeg Jets just falling apart. Why do you think that they're having such a time, other than the fact that they've got the President's Trophies curse?
Citing Jonathan Taze to that deal
probably didn't help
after he had zero proven record from a long-term injury. I mean, you can sign the guy, but I would have put him on like a fucking $1 million 1 year contract. Yeah. And, like, you can prove yourself or not. This is your shot. I don't really know what happened.
We played them. The Oilers played them last night, and they scored 3 goals right off the bat.
I legitimately thought, because you guys were on a back-to-back, that you might not win.
Well, our back-to-back isn't till Sunday, so.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought this was a back-to-back.
No, but it was one of those moments where it was like, oh, here come the classic Oilers. We have such an incredible game, and then now we're falling apart. But the Oilers are sleepy whenever they go on a road trip, and I don't blame them. They're traveling a lot. But when we scored the second goal in the second period at the dying seconds of the second period, you could kind of see the Jets like fall apart. They looked deflated. Like, you know how you were saying that the Devils looked upset, just perturbed. The Jets looked deflated, and I mean they're on an 11-game losing streak right now. They are at the bottom of the league. So it was just one of those moments where I think that they got in their head, and the Oilers smelled blood in the water, so they just went for fucking feral, and it was great. Like, as an Oilers fan, but as also if nobody else wins, I want it to be the Jets fan. Yikes. So they did get older and slower over the summer, and I think they lost Ehlers to Carolina. And so I think that that's what's going on. I don't necessarily think that they've got a coaching issue. I think that it's just mental and probably age. Jets fans, if you watched the game, can you confirm that that's what's going on? Because as somebody who doesn't watch the Jets frequently, that's what it looked like. The Oilers beat them twice. We swept them in the series. Which
the President's Trophy winners last year.
Like, I
know. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know.
It's been unfortunate. Speaking of the Jets, my God, the Haydn Fleury fall or push, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was a unfortunate collision. Okay. You can tell that he felt like, I feel like it was just one of the wrong
You're on
momentum. You're on ice. Hockey is actually super fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is a weird little movement, and he just didn't have time to stop. Honestly, I think that's currently the worst injury. I think it's actually undisputed worst injury we've seen of the season so far.
I would honestly argue that we've seen. I mean, we've seen a couple others, but my God, when he went into the boards, I audibly gasped.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck. I was terrified he had like
broken his spine.
Like a spinal, like broken vertebrae, or like severed his spine. Like the fact that he was able to be like,
he was stretchered off. Yeah, he was stretchered,
but he was like talking. Mm-hmm. He was moving. Like, he had like what their announcers was talking about it, but like, you know, you don't. He was alert. He had moved all of his limbs at some
thank
point.
God.
You know, he wasn't unconscious. Like, I think he has. I don't remember what the full list of. But I will say, as much as I hate the Golden Knights, Keegan Colasar. He did clearly feel awful.
Yeah.
Because he went right up to Adam Lowry,
your boy,
and was like talking to him. They were having like a little hot girl chat after.
Yeah.
Well, like they were waiting for Haydn and everything. I thought it was really nice of the Jets. Like they all went on the ice, make sure he was like, you know, get stick tapped. But it was one of those moments of real hockey.
Yes.
Where like Colasar is like Lowry, I don't think it was a both side thing, right? Because Colasar is being a good dude and answering the call. Like, even though it was clearly not intentional, it was not a bad hit, it was none of this, but he has to take the fight because someone's gonna go after him, right? And Adam Lowry, because I think he's generally one of the best captains in the NHL. He's like top 5 for sure. He, I think, was also protecting Colasar a little bit because his team is gonna want to go after him if somebody doesn't give him a fair fight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it just reset the fight. Like it reset the game across the board that like, hey, he's answering the bell. We're going to have a respectful little bout. Adam Lowry gets to stand up for his guy and show that like, we're not going to tolerate our players being hurt. I've got to stand up for my guys. He even in the penalty box after the fight said thank you to Colasar.
I love hockey.
I love hockey. Like, you know, it was just one of those, like, that to me is what the hockey fights really can be, is that reset. It's either something you use to invigorate a team, like, you know, when you're not playing well, or in cases like this, there doesn't need to be going after somebody because of a bad hit. You know what I mean? Like, the Jets don't need to go after Colasar for the next year. He answered the bell.
Yeah.
He fought, he apologized, and like, will they remember this? Yeah, absolutely. But you know, you've wiped not in
the same way of the Battle of Florida with Hagel and Barkey.
I wasn't gonna like say it directly, but I think that there's cases where like, let it fucking go.
Yeah, if they had fought like fist fought, then you could make the argument that they answered the call, but because it's Battle of Florida, there's already going to be that contention there. I was just really, I think I sent it to you. I was laughing because of how he was like, hey dude, I'll fight you. Like I'll fight you, which is classic hockey. I do not need to be dogged
for the rest of this fucking game.
I think Lowry won too, which that's
I mean, like, it's Lowry.
Colasar's like a big dude.
Yeah, but Lowry is a fighter. Like, you know, there's captains that never should be in the fights, and then there's captains like Lowry, who is like, I'm a big dude, and I'm gonna stand up for my guys. I feel like he does that quite often.
Yep.
But yeah, like, I think it was classy all around. I don't. What was his injuries? They said,
he bruised his back,
broken nose.
Yep, and then needs more testing for a possible concussion, which I would not be shocked if he had a concussion.
Yeah,
but he was at the rink and with the team, so great signs. Genuinely, again, I thought it was so much worse, or I was terrified.
Yeah, I was also like, oh, holy shit, have we just seen? Because there have been career-ending injuries on the ice. You know what I mean? Like, I thought
Landeskog's was career-ending,
and it could have been, but like, there's a lot of scenarios where like, just dude, they never play again, or even if they play again, they never play with the caliber that they were. I really hope he's okay. But yeah, terrible moment. But a good show of the sportsmanship in the game and how it should be when this kind of shit happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of injuries, Connor Bedard is back tonight.
He was out.
Remember his shoulder injury?
That's right. Listen, so much has been happening this season.
He's back tonight.
So many injuries. So many injuries. I was looking at Jens highlights. Every fucking day, Jens is posting a new video about an injury, or I'm seeing like a crazy fucking injury. It's wild.
Yeah, it is. And I don't understand, like, is there something in the water? Like, is there genuinely something in the water?
I don't know, because, like, are they just playing recklessly? Like, okay, so in the East, right, it's the War of the Fight. Everybody is fighting in the East pretty stalwartly.
Because they have to.
But that's kind of what I wonder is, are they playing harder or are they just playing stupider? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, I'm glad that Connor Bedard is back. He had a very interesting quote last week where he was like talking about, because he's not on Team Canada for the Olympics, he is a backup, I believe, which again, after they announced Team Canada, the roster, everyone started getting hurt. So, and they're on LTIR. So it's like, okay, cool. So he might be on Team Canada by the time we get there. He put out a quote where he was like talking about how he wants, it's motivation for him. And I think that that's an incredible sign of growth for a 20-year-old to be like, yeah, I just need to get better. Like, I think he deserved a spot. I don't think that we should continue taking Old Boys Club, but I do believe that Celebrini won the spot more than he did. But again, I think that if he wants to be on Team Canada and he starts working hard, I think he could do it. Like, he's definitely going if we go back to the Olympics.
Yeah, because that's so like it's got to happen, right? Like the Olympics are happening, and I don't think the NHL is gonna pull him out. Like, I don't.
We'll talk about it in a bit.
Yeah, I don't. Well, yeah. There's the Olympics are. When are the Olympics? What's the
next
dates?
month, February.
It's soon.
Yep.
Soon. Oh gosh. Okay.
All right, and finally, on our first set of topics for the week, the 2027 Winter Classic was announced, and they also announced that viewership for last week's Winter Classic was low. Are you shocked?
Like record-breaking low? No, not shocked at all. I thought it was January 1st.
It was
and it was also in the middle of the fucking night.
Yep. It was just another
Why
hockey
would
game.
It be during the day? What? Just have it on New Year's Day and have it during the day. It doesn't need, I don't know, is it because the players are all hungover? like, I don't get it. Like, it doesn't have to be at 12, but have it at like 3 or 4 p.m. Have it at 5 p.m. Have it at a normal hockey time. 8 p.m. is not a normal time.
No, it's not. I also think that I saw somebody say that, college football is the only major sport that plays on New Year's Day. Why doesn't the NHL just take it and make it their own? If you really want more viewership, you need to be the only sport on TV.
Yeah.
And the people that are not watching the NHL or that are not watching college football are more than likely going to watch the NHL because there's no other sport on.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, they didn't.
What are some ways that you would make it more fun?
I would definitely like.
I think hard. We need to bring back rivalries. Like, we need to lean into the rivalry aspect.
Yeah, having Florida. So again, they have this habit of like they'll get a like original 6 team into a lot of the outdoor stuff because I should say larger viewership.
Yeah.
In hopes that like people like bigger teams, they try to have them and then pit them up against newer people. I think they're just better off going for rivalries. Like, because that's what people want to tune into. And
Battle of Florida would have been great. Oh my God.
Yeah, just do Battle of Florida. Like, have it go crazy hard because like the most exciting thing was that there was a hat trick, like the first hat trick by
Mika Zibanejad,
like first Winter Classic hat trick.
Neat.
It's also just not in a winter, like it's just not in a winter area.
Yeah.
And I think that is part of I'm sure the numbers were there for the physical attendance, but yeah, I don't know, like has it worn out its welcome, or is there too many outdoor games? Are they not promoting it enough? Like,
yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of games on that day anyways. And I think that's weird. I think they would have been better having a bunch of games before and after.
I disagree. I think that they should have
you think
only
it should
hockey.
Only be
only the Winter Classic.
Yeah.
Because then
I can see both sides.
If you and I are casual hockey watchers, which we are not, but we have a team that we support and we're like, let me see if the hockey game is on. And there's no hockey other than that, and you want to watch a sport, that's what you watch.
Yeah, I just think of it also as like...
As people who didn't have teams in the stake, we would have watched it if it was the only game that was on.
Yeah, because I don't think I would watch it over watching the Penguins. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I'd have it on in the side. And especially, like, my cousins went to go see the game because it's not too far from them. So, like, I watched to see them. But, like, yeah, I don't know. Is it just... I think, like I said before in the last episode, I think you have to start committing to one or the other and like make the Winter Classic about the Winter Classic again. Make it be outdoor games in winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then have the stadium or like baseball field takeover games, like the Stadium Series or whatever, have those anywhere you want.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
But I think if you're going to market the Winter Classic, it needs to have
winter.
That's a first tactic.
It needs to be winter.
That's a cohesive marketing tactic, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understood what they were trying to do here, which is that they were like cutesy, like we're having the Winter Classic in Miami and like the palm trees, because it's like a juxtaposition. I get it, and it could have worked. Again, I don't know if it was just not the right teams. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe like you said, Florida versus Florida, or
give it a reason to be like enticing. And I think that the reason that they gave for the Winter Classic for Florida versus the Rags was the snowbirds, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Well, and that was actually, I think that's a bigger push for the attendance, because everybody who went is probably either an actual Panthers fan, or a Rags fan who is snowbirding from New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm sure the actual attendance numbers, I haven't looked. I'm sure those were fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't think maybe it's like, not against alternating. Like, I don't know.
Next year's is going to be interesting. And I think we deserve a little credit. No, I'm just joking. But
because we called it.
For it being the Utah Mammoth versus the Colorado Avalanche.
Which those were the two teams that we were like, you should have an outdoor thing there, because
and it's going to be in Salt Lake.
Great.
I think it looks awesome. Like, the view looks awesome. But will I watch it? Who's to say? Maybe if they do something interesting, like being the only game on New Year's Day, yeah, sure, why not? Because neither of the teams I'm watching, I do not enjoy those teams unless it's the only hockey that's on.
Yeah, looking at
the stadium is gorgeous.
That's
really cool.
To find the picture of at the highest level. Like, like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's the location, right? Yep. Location. Being like, yeah, Utah, Salt Lake City, where the Olympics were held. It's
and
outdoors,
you can see all of the mountains.
Yeah, like, it's picturesque. Like, that looks like that's sick. I think that works really well. It's location, because it's supposed to be an outdoor game. So you need to pick a really cool arena or a really cool rink or whatever it is you're going to do. If it's not going to be about the snow, it needs to be about the view. Yeah. And I think that was because of the way that field was, you didn't feel like it was an outdoor game. Maybe you did when you were there.
You felt like it was a stadium game because it was.
Especially because of how dark it was at the time. And it was well lit on like the arena side of it, but like I don't know. There's just a vibe when you're at a stadium and it's night that I didn't get that vibe when I was watching it. Like, you know, it just, I don't know. It didn't feel.
All right. Well,
it was a miss.
Do we have a sponsor today?
We do have a sponsor. Today's sponsor is Saint Astra, Twitch streamer, cosplayer, and artist. You can support her by purchasing from her Etsy or subscribing on twitch.tv/Saint Astra. Use your free Prime sub and get access to awesome emotes. Saint Astra's Etsy also sells a variety of jewelry, decorations, and trinkets. Everything is handmade and crafted with the perfect balance of love and spite. All proceeds go directly to the Saint Astra hockey-related DIY fund.
All right, Saint, let's turn to our one-timer topic of the week, where we take one shot at the biggest story. This week's topic is, yet again, the Olympics and the chaos surrounding those. Do you think we are going to have NHL hockey on the Winter Olympics ice in Milan?
I think if they were going to pull out, they would have said so by now.
Okay, interesting.
That's my take on it. Barring, like... Because it's still like it's less than a month away.
Yep.
I'm more concerned about the women's hockey facility, which barely exists, if at all.
Yeah.
Like, they're both in bad shape, but like,
man,
it's oof.
According to Chris Sinclair, reports find that the Winter Olympic hockey venues may not be fully completed in time for the events. That's shocking no one. The playing surface, practice facilities, and dressing rooms will be ready for the men's events. However, there's no word on the women's side. Capacity will not be exactly what was expected. So that's neat.
Yeah, honestly, it looks like it's going to be weird to watch because it is visually smaller.
Yeah.
You can tell that neutral zone is where they cut
for
the inches
ants.
On. For ants. Everybody's making Connor McDavid jokes about how it'll, like, he's just going to fly through that in like 2 seconds. But that was what struck me was the locker rooms, because they're not in the arena, like, or in the facility. Aren't they like, they're like off to the side or something like that? So when you're coming out of the locker room, you're not actually coming out of the locker room. It's like a long walk. And then like, and then the fact that the arena capacity isn't like to a normal capacity, so it's gonna be a lot quieter overall. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's just so looking at the pictures of the ice does not look great. I've seen some people be like, oh, well, I played better pond hockey on it. And there's, again, plenty of time. I say that if a month left to get the ice up to par. But it looks not great. And I'm showing pictures right here right now. But there was one picture that it looked like they dropped a boulder along the boards. The ice is just cracked. And I don't know if it's frozen over or what. They had their very first game in it today. And they had to pause the game because there was a giant hole in the ice. So they brought in a watering can. Which is so funny.
It's like you've got a pond hockey solution.
My God. I can't explain it, but it kind of reminds me of watching pandemic era hockey. Like the stadium
a little bit, yeah,
looks like pandemic era hockey.
Yeah, the bubble bowl hockey, like
it's fine. It is gonna be quieter, and I don't think that's great. Construction's still ongoing. You can see that there's parts that are just not seats, right? But there's a lot of space between the stands and the rink. Like, looking at this right here, there's so much space between where the very bottom seat is to where the actual ice rink is. And that feels like it's just intense. Like,
okay, the arena, the picture that you just sent me, it doesn't look as bad.
The ice or the arena?
The arena.
Yeah.
Because the picture that I had seen was when it was still, hold on, let me
that was earlier this week.
But it's like half done, right? Like the other half of it is not there. So like it's like, this is a really stupid reference, but Grian from Minecraft, he only finishes
wow, our interests are crossing.
Yeah, interests are crossing. It's because you made that reference when we were playing video games the other day, or watching videos the other day. But like, yeah, like it's like half of the arena looks, if you only look at the first clip or the first second of that clip, the arena looks fine.
Yeah.
Other than the rink does look, I don't know if it's just like that I'm aware that it's smaller, but that rink does look smaller.
Yeah.
Like the neutral zone looks,
it's for ants,
significantly smaller. Yeah. I know arenas aren't as big as you think, but like it just visually.
No, it doesn't feel right. No, I think, one of the things that I think is also, we have to remember that a ton of branding is included in the
is it the boards that are like making it look weird?
The fact that there's no real logo.
Yeah, because the picture that I just sent you, like the white, like the face-off circle
is very white.
But you could, it's just the face-off, but also like it is smaller, right?
Yeah.
Like it like between the blue line and the face-off dot and like the red, like that is a smaller neutral zone. I don't know by how much, but it is.
I'm genuinely, I'm so excited to see how the players handle it if we do end up going. I think that there's a chance.
I don't think it'll be
I do think that there's a chance that we don't end up going. And I think it would be like a last minute thing. Here's my thing. I'm sick of the Olympics always doing this. It feels like this always happens.
We've maintained this for a long time, actually. Like, that this is a long-term thing that you and I have talked about, that it shouldn't be every country on the list gets a shot at hosting. It should be like 20 cities across the world get a choice, and it rotates between them every 4 years.
I agree,
because it's such a massive waste of resources it endangers the local populations to such a significant degree. It disrupts their lives in such a negative way. The money from the tourism never really matches up with what happens. It's a risk for the players, their safety. I don't like, because I just don't like it. I think we've moved past this need of like will it be and it's always a different city. No, we're done. Like you pick, we're done with this. Like everybody can put in a bid. They're going to put in their bids to make permanent facilities. Those facilities would then be able to be used by those countries for other things. Like, I feel like one of the only countries that actually uses their facilities, well, not the only countries, I'm sure others do, but like a lot of the countries, after they host the Olympics, they're done. The facilities, they're done. They fall into complete disrepair. They're torn down, or they're just utter dog shit, right? Like they never really stick around in the capacity. Some of them get repurposed, whatever. There's such a massive waste of money. I feel like Utah,
yes,
for the Salt Lake City Olympics, I feel like they did in Vancouver, like those scenarios where like, okay, the cities have like, you know what I mean? Like just make it be in Vancouver. And I mean, it can't be Sochi anymore, but you know what I mean? Like have like 20 cities that they can bid between those 20 cities. And if,
and like, here's my thing. You could bid to replace a city, but you'd have to make a strong argument. It would have to be much more strong.
It would not even necessarily replace a city, but like if a country, say like, I don't
do a lottery system.
Paris. A lottery system, I think, is how it should be anyways, out of those 20 cities, or 20, whatever you want to say, pick whatever numerology that is significant to the Olympics, but like, or just statistical of like, okay, we have X number, we've done the math on which countries can support this regularly. But like, you could say Paris, they host the Olympics and they're like, this is not for us. We're donezo. Pull us out. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much negatives to it and every so little positives to it. And every single fucking time there's an Olympics. We do this every 2 years where we're like, should we stop having the Olympics be in a different city every year? And everybody unanimously goes yes. And then they don't do anything different. Like, no. The IOC needs to be have their ankles broken. Like, I know this is all some racketeering clause about, like, I'm sure.
Put them against Adam Lowry.
Billions of dollars are getting funneled into these pockets. And, like, it's all about capitalism and the money and bullshit like that. Just we as a society have to stop.
When we went to Japan in 2023, that was technically 2 years after the Summer Olympics, and we took a train to a different part of the city, and we're looking over, and the guide goes, "Oh, and there's the Olympic Village." It is the saddest thing. It is the saddest thing.
And like cardboard boxes.
It is. But then I was also in Mexico, and we went to the old, I don't know what year it was, but the Mexico Olympics, and gorgeous facilities. Like, I mean, just fantastic. And they were well kept up. Like, they don't host major events like the Olympics now, but they were really well preserved, and they still had events that happened in it. So it's like, why are we still doing this? Like, you have obvious levels of care that get put into it. And I know that the Japan one was kind of screwed from the beginning because the COVID pandemic happened. But it doesn't matter. Like, then you get extra time to make it work.
Especially for the Olympians too, where like the food quality is always a concern, and the living quality is always a concern, like to have
cardboard beds
cardboard beds instead of like actual like proper living halls for the like athletes is crazy to me. Like, and again, if you were to make these, like, we are one of the heritage sites for the Olympics,
sites is a good way to put it.
And like to where, and the other options, I always maintain that, like, okay, Greece should just be the home of the Summer Olympics always. Just do that. Just do that. The winter ones, maybe pick like five countries, whatever. But if you were to like dedicate them to become like Olympic campuses, they would be able to be used for those things year round. You know what I mean? Like they would have other purposes. You could host things there. They would be permanent fixtures of the economy and like of the infrastructure of the city that they're being hosted in, as opposed to just being slapdashed on a major population center, instead of them being like actively built around for that area. Like again, Salt Lake City is, my opinion, like one of the best examples where it's like it can be used for, like, these facilities were repurposed or can be reused or anything like that. I know it's not like the best case overall, but it is one of the better places overall to have fixed their Olympic sites around. But yeah, and I think it needs to stop being funded at the very least by the host country. Then if you're gonna make this like a bit of like, oh, so and so can spend so much money and then it never fucking works out, then it should just be like, all right, all of the countries that want to bid, make it a lottery system. You all have to put in 100, however much it costs, $50 million, $10 million, whatever it is, USD. You put that money in as a bid, and then the lottery is random, and then the money goes to whoever won the lottery, and they have to build with that. Like something, and then whatever supplement, it has to meet all these standards and shit. But like every fucking 2 years we go through this. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it.
Other than the crappy ice, I am excited for the Olympics. I am always excited for the Olympics.
I love the Olympics every year.
They're selfishly excited for the Olympics this year, other than ice hockey, because I want to see ice dance, and I'm excited to see that.
I love, especially as a winter bitch, like, I grew up in a wintry state. For us, the Winter Olympics were always a bigger deal, even though the
summer.
United States
Wow.
doesn't. Yeah, actually, just because, which is funny because we've had like actual Olympians from my city in the Summer Olympics more so than the winter, but just like, I guess because we're a winter city, those kind of sports were just like
resonate more
interesting to me. Yeah, and then as I got older, it reversed and I started loving the Summer Olympics more, just because I liked the variety of games and how many events there were. It felt like you were just watching. You could watch you could just turn it on and there was some crazy Olympics thing happening for some sport I didn't know existed. But yeah, like the winter I feel like is just much more narrow now as an adult, that it really just comes down to a handful of countries that can compete just because of the nature of snow and ice.
You can't send everybody.
Ice stuff is always expensive too, because it's like you either have to have the natural climate to allow for people to do this, but as we know from ice hockey, anything with ice or snow is prohibitively expensive and has a really high cost barrier entry, because the equipment, and then either you need to be in that location and then also or travel for those things. Whereas other sports, specifically summer ones, they're usually just a case of, well, do you have a baseball and a baseball bat? Well, okay, you can go and try and do this. And they have more like, oh, well, you're a kid at, like, yeah, you have to start these sports at 2 years old or you'll never accomplish anything. Like 4 is considered old to become in training for an Olympian of almost any sport, or any of the major sports, I should say. But yeah, like just, I don't know. I'm excited, but with a healthy grain of salt.
Okay, I have a vibe check for us this week. It's the part of the show where we pick one topic to talk about and get straight to the point on how it makes us feel. There's no stats, no deep dives. It's just pure honesty.
As opposed to all of our other non-vibe check based.
Yep. No, but this one is specifically just pure honesty. This week, I want you to tell me your thoughts on this post. It's the NHL team vibes this season. I saw this, I think it was today, and I have been very interested to hear what you think of it, because I have some opinions.
This is not based on the records, but on their team, player expectations, and goals. Okay. Woo, we are having fun.
Yep.
Minnesota Wild, Colorado Avalanche.
Shocking no one.
Sharks, Red Wings, and Islanders. Okay, yeah. I mean, they're all having good seasons.
Yeah. I also would say that the Sharks, I mean, they started off rough, but they have pulled it around really well.
Yeah, and just like the Sharks overall have good vibes.
They do. They need
overall
that
happy. Tampa Bay Lightning, Carolina Hurricanes, Dallas Stars, Chicago Sabres, Pens, Flyers, Habs. Really? Like, I like Pens. I'd say we're overall happy. I'm not disagreeing. I don't want to speak for other teams, but like,
I was gonna say my controversial one was Buffalo. Like, they're doing better, but this is
now like they're on
development.
They're on like a record-breaking win streak. It's not actually record-breaking yet, but like, you know, that's a recent
development.
It wasn't a great start to the beginning of the season at all. Like, it was literally not until their heated rivalry episode
call out
that they've been on like a crazy winning streak.
I also feel like I've heard a lot, and this is maybe not, you know, their team player expectations and goals. Maybe it's the Carolina Hurricanes.
I was surprised that the Canes are overall happy. Like, are they?
As somebody who doesn't really watch the Canes, even though they're the closest team to me, it's kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, but you've had a lot of stuff going on. They had
is the argument just that they're number one in the Metro? Like,
maybe. I mean, but they're always number one in the Metro.
Yeah, they don't have like a bad record.
But it's not based on their record. It's on expectations and goals.
Expectations and goals and players. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess overall happy is fine, but I don't think that they're like happier than they expected to be.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The next one we have Calgary. It's been okay. Calgary Flames, Anaheim Ducks, Boston Bruins, Capitals, Seattle Kraken, and Vegas Golden Knights. Listen, my number one on there is the Kraken. Like, bruh. They are coming back now. They're higher in the season, but like, ooh, what?
Vegas being on Met, it's been okay. I thought they were like, they're arguably like they're number one in the Pacific, right? But like, when you look at the overall like league standings, they're not like top of the. I don't know. I
they
feel
have
like
won more overtime victories than they have actual victories.
Yeah, if we were on like the 3-2-1 point system, they would not be, and they're not even like, they're not doing bad, but like, I think that the West versus East Coast, when you look at like what their expectations were for Vegas, I feel like they've been a little worse than everybody. I thought everybody thought they were going to be like a powerhouse this year after getting Marner, and like they had made some moves over the summer that made them think they were going to be like kind of a juggernaut, and they don't really seem to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, Caps has been up and down. Bruins, I feel like that's fair. I'm actually would argue that they should be overall happy.
I was going to say, that's a good one for overall
like,
happy.
They were supposed to be a tank year.
Yeah.
And they're not out of the race yet. Like, they're not, they're like within, well, not just because of the way the East is.
Yeah.
It's like, they're still technically in playoff contention. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, they're doing way better than anybody expected. So I thought they would have been an overall happy, personally. Flames, what the fuck are you talking about? They're the bottom of the league. Like,
maybe this is their expectations. Okay. I mean, maybe their expectations have been met. It's okay.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess I did see people on our hockey, like they kind of thought that the Flames were going to be a tank year anyways. And so they're just tanking for McKenna. But I don't know. It's just, it's weird.
The next category is the biggest.
It's been up and down, but mostly down.
Yep. Panthers. Yeah, that one makes sense. Yeah. The Nashville Predators always makes sense currently. They're
finally on a rebound right now.
But even still, I don't necessarily think that this is how I expected their season to go. Oilers, controversial take. I think they should be one up.
Yeah, because I think
they don't watch the Oilers enough to know that, yeah, it was bad. Like, now granted, it's gotten a lot better because they traded Stu. And as much as I love Stu, it needed to happen. And it definitely kicked some life into the Oilers. Utah Mammoth, that was another shock because I don't think that their season's been bad.
Yeah, like, they're not that far out of a wild card spot. Other than the whistling drama. Like,
Oh, their stupid whistling drama is another funny story that's happened this week. The Maple Leafs and the Blue Jackets, the Blues, the Sens, and the Kings. I almost feel like there needs to be another category.
Yeah, because I feel like
the Maple Leafs and the Blues aren't hell on earth, but they're not
great.
Yeah,
they're in like better than hell, like
purgatory,
barely. Yeah, they're in purgatory. That's actually really accurate.
It's very accurate
because they're in no man's land. Like on like there's no direction for either of those teams. Like
yeah, so I think that they need a purgatory category in here. I think the Blue Jackets, somebody who doesn't really watch them closely, I think that's like them being there is fine. The Sens, you could make an argument they could be in purgatory or not. The Kings, kind of the same thing because the Kings show up at playoffs and then they lose the first round to the Oilers every year.
Yeah, but they're not as dominant this year as usual. I feel like because the Sharks and Kraken are doing better, whereas usually the fight is always just between the Oilers, the Knights, and the Kings.
Yes.
And then it kind of is like it's usually, I think, the Ducks or like the Jets, but like those three are usually like they're always going to be in playoffs, at least for the past 2 years.
And now the Kings are kind of in a wild card spot, and
they're not even in they're in the wild card spot too. But like again, the Ducks and the Mammoth are right behind them.
Yep.
So it's really not for sure yet.
Yep. And then finally we have hell on earth. We have the Canucks, the Jets, the Rangers, and the Devils.
Yeah. Yeah, I people keep giving the Rags way more credit than they deserve. I feel like for a team that has like they're like second worst in the league for home games and second best for the league on away games.
Yep.
But they're not great. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not doing well overall. And I think that this is very accurate. I feel like they thought that they were like gonna do better. People who knew they were not going to do well, and people still keep giving them credit that like they're going to, maybe because they have good goalies, but like, I don't know. I totally agree with that. I feel bad for the Jets.
I feel bad for the Jets.
I do feel bad for the Jets. Like I think that the West sucks so hard because it's like, you have these top, like they've been lapped, right? Like someone said the Avs have lapped the Jets. Most of the not most, but several of the teams that are in wild card spots for the Western Conference would not even make playoffs in the East because the Avs have 71 points, the Stars have 60, the Wild has 60. But across like if you look at the overall league standings, the West takes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the bottom 9 spots in the league.
That's crazy.
That's crazy that they own almost the entire bottom 10.
And they also take up the top 3 spots. Is it the top 3?
They take up the top 3 spots in the league, but then like the rest of the middle of the road, like the upper middle, right? Like the true wild card spots. Like the Vegas Golden Knights are technically doing the same as the Buffalo Sabres right now.
Which
it's 50 points.
What?
They're doing worse because they've got 50 points and they're doing worse than the Pens.
The Oilers are also got 50 points. Hello?
Yeah. So when you look at it across the league, it's kind of like, damn, the West is at the like we're saying, oh, the Utah Mammoth and the Anaheim Ducks, they have the potential to knock into a wild card spot. But they're bottom 10 in the league.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, that's fucking wild to me.
Yeah, I don't think I will ever be. I love how they do their point system because I was trying to follow football playoffs. I couldn't understand the playoffs for football. I don't understand it at all. But at least this is something that we can. At least it's more understandable than a lot. So
yeah, I do appreciate that it's like, you know, you can go, okay, did you win? You get 2 points. Like it's very clear.
It's very clear cut.
Yeah, and the divisions are very clear cut. My only argument is I really think we do need to go to a 3-2-1 system.
I can see that.
Just because it would make this nonsense of like overtime
Vegas
losses.
Vegas,
wins,
like Vegas having the how many?
Oh yeah,
like that.
Because it should be that. Like I would love to see. I'm too lazy to crunch the numbers, but I would love to see the numbers for like what would this be in a 3-2-1
exactly
scenario, because like the Avs decimate because they only have over like regulation
losses.
Yeah, like they're just dominating in regulation. It's actually crazy. But like even the Pens, like we had a lot of overtime wins. And we've had some overtime losses too, just because of the shootout. But like, yeah, I do think even though it would hurt Pens overall, you should be rewarded for winning in regulation. You played the full 60 minutes of hockey. You didn't give up. You didn't let in a goal at 0.01 seconds.
Yep.
Which isn't even a joke anymore. It actually that's really sucks.
All right. Well, let's move into sportsmanlike conduct. Last week sucked. This week, please don't suck. Any guesses? We've talked a lot of teams.
We've talked about a lot of teams. I'm gonna say either we're gonna get a team from the East that we didn't mention at all, or we're gonna get a team from the West.
The Jets.
Shit talk.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. I like the Jets.
I do too.
Illinois.
Oh wow, shocking. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, what did I say? What are the teams that we didn't really in the East that we didn't really talk about?
All right.
We mentioned them like once.
All right. This week's sportsmanlike conduct is the Carolina Hurricanes. Saint, do you want to go first or me?
You can go first.
I love Seth Jarvis. Seth Jarvis is he's such a good boy. We talk a lot about how you're not supposed to, but you have the players that you support throughout the league that you're like, oh yeah, that one's very like I'm very fond of you when you're not playing my team. Seth Jarvis is mine. I found him really great before last season. Like there was a couple TikToks of him doing social media. I hope he never gets media trained, because he needs to continue his wild fucking mouth. And he's a great player. Like I loved having him on Four Nations last year. I think he should be on Team Canada, but I'm really happy that he came back and is spreading that whimsy that he has. His friend group that drove all across the country to go to the Hobbs game, not the Hobbs game, the Four Nations game, because they wanted to see him play, is one of my favorite stories, just because we would do something as stupid as that. So, Seth Jarvis, I'm very fond of you. All right, Saint, your turn.
I really like their stupid hurricane clap.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's so funny. It's whimsical.
It is whimsical.
It's very whimsical. It's very funny. I like that they will include somebody to lead it and all of that. I really enjoy that. I think that's very fun.
I do too. I've also been to their rink, not while it's been as an ice rink, but it's an all right rink. I would like to go back when it's in full hockey mode, but yeah. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Folks, we really appreciate you listening through all of our rants and ramblings. The Puck Witches podcast is released on Spotify and our YouTube channels, and you can join the Night Witches Discord via the link below to talk about the episodes directly, as well as enjoy our other channels. It's full of gaming, hobbies, and good vibes.
Make sure you're following us over on Twitch, and if you want to support us with a Twitch Prime on either or both of our channels, you get access to cute emotes and extra channel points. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky for updates.
And lastly, don't forget to check out Saint's Etsy or subscribe on Twitch. Also consider dropping a like on this episode and subscribing so you never miss a video. We love you all and hope the hockey season is treating you well. Champ and Saint, signing off.
Stay witchy.